Hey everybody, my name is Paul Adams. I'm the fair coordinator at CEF if we have not met, and I just want to immediately thank you for taking time to watch this update video about our summer fair ministry. So Hamilton County Fair is complete and it was a really good time. Every shift we had plenty of volunteers and that just made everything work so well. We were able to witness to people underneath the tent, and we're able to build relationships with those around us. As you can see in this picture, there's a poster right there from a vendor that we made a great relationship with, and multiple volunteers went and chatted with them, with smoothie blenders, just really everybody. We were there not just for these fairgoers, but for anybody that wants to hear about the hope of Christ. Relationships were made and fellowship flourished. Uh, Gideon's came over to supply some Bibles. You can see them right there. They work so well with our bracelets that we're handing out, these wristbands, and we were able to hand things that everybody who came were really excited about. You can see the colors and sequence there on our wristbands, and that helps them to tell the story to the friends that come with, to wear them as they go away, and help us to pick out people that have already come by and just to encourage them and celebrate that they came and listened. So, what does it look like? Well, it works out pretty easily. We get these season passes or vendor passes. For Hamilton County Fair, we had vendor passes. We made sure those were handed out prior to the fair, and easy access was granted into the fairs. If you were ever charged for anything and you wanted reimbursed for that, just let us know. Of course, we're not talking about funnel cakes and stuff like that, but let us know. We can get you reimbursed for like access to the fair. Even with a heat advisory in Hamilton County, we were able to stay pleasantly comfortable underneath the tent. We had three fans going. Behind our new volunteer there, Beatrice, you can see this big water cooler full of ice water. And around us were other buildings such as a art exhibit or a antique car exhibit where you could just get away and kind of cool down if you needed that. Also, at the fair, God provides, He has so far and will again, great peace. Um, we really don't have anybody coming to us very hostile, and we are so thankful for that. That's an answered prayer request. People just, if they don't want to listen, say no. And tons of new friendships were founded because all these volunteers coming from different places get to meet in a place where they would have met if it wasn't for this volunteering opportunity. But that's just talking about our side of the day at the fair. The bigger and most important part is God's work at the fair. Um, he shows up and he just does miraculous things. In 4 days, with the heat advisory, we're able to witness to 202 people. And through that, 12 people, children and youth, believed on the Lord Jesus Christ and expressed that through prayer. Out of 202 people, 170 of those were children and youth, and 32 were adults. And what you get to see is that the fairgoers who come and listen aren't the biggest benefactors of God's blessing. It is truly a mutual thing as the us who are sharing the gospel get to see how God works, gets to see Him remind us of His great gospel and uplift and encourage us. We get to just see great things. One volunteer this year decided to stay just a few minutes late so he could witness to a whoever, and he did that, and the next person that came and believed on Jesus, and that was a great thing to see. God, every time, He cannot be outgiven, not with our resources, not with anything, and it all belongs to Him in the first place. So come and see what God is doing. It's worth it. And if you're excited about that, well, next week we have a fair, Warren County Fair, and this is a great one to get started with because the shift increments are a little bit smaller. They're 3.5 hours. So from 2:30 to 6 and 6 to 9:30, we'll be at Warren County Fair sharing the gospel to whoever will listen. And we invite you. Look, Carolyn's already looking up the details on her phone right there in that picture. Um, then the following week after Warren County Fair, we have Butler and Claremont, and they happen at the same exact time. We're going to need your help. This year at Butler County Fair, based on how many people we witnessed to this year and a very generous donation, we were able to get a larger tent. Now, that larger tent's going to be nice because we're going to be able to welcome in a lot more people and have more space, but it's not going to be um, super beneficial if we don't have the people there to share. So we want you to come. And the truth is, we've all been asked to go. If your primary talent is teaching on a Sunday, That's great that God gifted you that talent. Or you give financially. That's awesome. But don't forget, we cannot escape this, that Christ has asked every single one of us to go individually. And that is just our response. Not that we do this so he will love us, but because he has loved us, we respond by doing this willingly because he has been so good to us in our lives. And that's what we do. So come and be a part of what God is doing. If you volunteered last year and it's been hot outside and it just gets inconvenient, I just want to remind you how great of a time we had. And also this year, if you're just kind of been putting this off for a while, come and join us. You won't regret it. And what do you need to do? Well, check out the links in the email, sign up for volunteer time, sign up, complete the volunteer application, and then just complete a brief 3-question interview with Rocky, Jace, or myself. And that's just not to screen you out, but to equip you and make sure that you're ready to go in. We just take our time seriously underneath the tent, and we just want to get to know who you are in case we don't know you already. And then review those training videos from our training back in June. And never forget, we believe in what we teach. And in Hebrews 13:5-6, we tell anyone who will listen that once you're God's child, he will never leave you, and the Lord is our helper. But what that means is we witness. What do we do really underneath this tent? Well, I will never leave Paul, and the Lord is Paul's helper. So whenever I witness to anybody like this in picture, it's not about me and it's not about my words. It's not about how well anyone speaks. And if it's become that, then it's going to fail and it's not worth it anyways. So if you're worried about your ability, know that there's a healthy concern we are to have, but it's all about God, who he speaks, and his words do not return void. So come out and you can walk away just knowing, thank God that you did. You came through for me as I talked to those gentlemen, ladies, whoever may come to that tent. He's been faithful before. He was faithful in Hamilton County this year. He was faithful in Warren County last year. We expect him to be there with us again in Warren County. And if you have any questions, please reach out to anybody. We would be happy to speak with you over the phone or via email, whatever would make you feel more comfortable. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you at the fairs.